Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm gonna go over my salad mining on 10 rigs and especially for internet sharing between these 10 rigs, right? So I have 10 rigs on salad here and different cards. I have one 3090, 4070 Ti and 3080 Ti, and then the rest of them 3080 cards, different motherboards, mainly Z590, 8 motherboards, Z590A Pro, and then 2 of them 390. Different processors, mainly i7 on all of them, except just the last 3 i5 and the first one i9. 11 and 10s and 11 generation, I believe one is maybe 12th generation. And that's about it. The memory 128 on the first two machines, and 64, then 32, and then 64, 32, 40, and 64 at the last one. And to be honest, there is no really bigger pay and no higher demand on 3080s if I put 64 or actually with 40 gigabyte. I have this machine almost always busy. Not as busy as 32, but I didn't notice 64 gigabyte gets more jobs, so it's kind of weird. It's still not clear to me if that's because of 40 gigabyte or something else. They're all identicals, and actually this is even i5 processor, lighter processor on 3090, and this is also i5 processor. So I should probably move this memory more towards the these machines for 3090 and 4070 Ti. I have already 128, maybe for 3080 Ti. So let me know if you guys have that experience with the bare memory. Looks like their memory listed there is really not even required that for 3090, 3080 Ti, even 32 gigabytes, 3080, 32 gigabytes. That's the minimum or recommended specs. And I have a lot higher than that. Storage 120. I wouldn't leave 120. Probably minimum free space you want to be 240 to 50 gigabytes. So I use 500 gigabyte drives minimum and 1 terabyte on several machines, on 3 machines. Okay, they're all listed here if you interested. The hard drive at the end if you interested on the specs for my rigs. Now if you remember from previous video, I had the issues with the my internet. Basically, a couple of machines were eating up the whole entire internet, and the other devices like Alexa would stop working. It would start echoing, and it couldn't, tell the whole sentence. So it was just kind of weird experience with my internet at home. Basically, everything was upside down. So I did get this managed switch, right? So I'll show you guys what I have. So basically there's a bunch of managed switch. When you type in Amazon, you'll have like a list of this, a crazy amount of managed switches. They're all different kind. They go from like $70 to $500 or $1,000. They're different kinds, right? So I ordered this one, which is about 200. I think with coupon it was like 260. I don't remember. I don't really need that 10 gigabit switch, really. To be honest, when I just put it in without any management, it acted even worse. So it did not work for me. The 100 megabit switch would work a lot better, probably. Anyway, so I purchased that, and I didn't have time until now to set it up. So now it's set and running. And it's a little tricky. So in this video, I want to go over this management switch. If you guys are gonna go over Mokerlink port, there's a few. Also, there is one like I don't know, the NetGuard TP-Link. There's cheap ones. They probably don't have much of the options to set the bandwidth speed. They're really expensive usually when it gets to the full management switches. So I got that one just for the future use because it's 10 gigabit, and I'll be able to use after I'm done with Salad, maybe for some other networking. So I don't need the 10 gigabit because my internet speed only 1 gigabit up and down. So I could get away with 1 gigabit switch, which could be a lot cheaper. So anyways, this Monker, I have this Zig cell before, which I haven't set it up for the speed. I don't know if I could. It's kind of cheap though. It's $34. Also managed switch, but there's not many options, I believe, on that switch for speed and stuff. So, but I'll go over the Monker switch because I got it, and it was really challenging for me to set it up. It's not like I don't understand how to do it. It just, there's no information how to just get it started, you know, just to get to the web page of it, right? So I'm gonna go over this and I'm gonna give you guys the idea if you're trying to set any managed switches. So the instructions are really simple. You just go connect to your device on the same network, and then you just type it in 192.168. And I already set it, so I'm not gonna go to the exact address, but you have to type 192.168.2.1, right? So if you just simply connect this miner directly to your computer, you will not have any connection. You would go to your internet settings, and you will not have anything. It will be basically, I'll show you, for example, this is my wireless, so you're not gonna see it. But if you go to your internet settings here at the end, you will not see these IP addresses. So if you don't connect to router, you're not going to have anything. So you won't be able to connect to the web interface of this switch. So even though you get the managed switch, it's not like simply you can use the one of the port, connect to computer, and you're ready to go. No. So you have to do an extra step, and instructions are really not clear how you do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys just an example for this switch. It's probably different IP for the other switches, but the idea are very, very similar. So when you go to your settings, so let me go to the internet settings. So basically you open your properties, right? The internet properties on the very corner there. You just click and open to get to where your IP address is. So you're gonna have this bunch of numbers here, and you're not gonna have any IPs when you connect directly. So you go to edit and click to the manual settings, and then do your IPv4. I haven't tried IPv6, you probably don't need that, and you just start typing your address. So you just go 192.168, then 2, because your manufacturer setting to this specific switch is on a string of 2, not 1. Sometimes you have like 1.1, but this one is 2.1. Now, in order to get to this 2.1, your IP address of computer needs to be different. It will set up on the same network though. So you can use 3 here, 2. I just simply can use just 2, 2, 2, right? 2. And make sure you use dots in between. Let me zoom it in a little bit. All right, so hopefully you could see that right there. When you do edit, you put this number 192.168.2.2, right? So that IP address of my computer gonna be, the router address is different. So I'm gonna go ahead and then subnet prefix lengths. That was kind of confusing to me because at first I thought it's 255, 255, 255.0. Apparently it's not. You need to put just 24. That the number is for the 255, 255, 255.0. All right. So then gateway is, you can use just the same as your. You can use 254 here at the end. So your gateway is 192.168.2.254. And then you can copy to preferred DNS and alternative using the 254 and preferred, and then alternative I'm using just 1 here because it's not gonna save you on the same DNS. So once you have that, you click save. And after you click save, that allows you, now you could see my IP addresses here, right? So now, after you connect your router to computer directly, so basically you just use this port, get Ethernet cable, plug in any of the ports here, and plug to your computer Ethernet port with the cable, wherever distance you have. You need maybe 3, 5, 6 feet Ethernet cable, and that's all you need. You don't connect any router. If you connect the router will send specific IP address for the network, and you will not be able to reach your typically your machine here, right? So once you do that, just take my word. Don't take my word for it, because I'm not an expert. I just had this really hard time to get into it, so I had to go through the Reddit post how to get to it. So anyways, once you're in there and you get your properties done properly, so make sure, again, I'm gonna go over the manual settings here. You go to the switch to manual, your IP, and get your IP different. Don't put 1 here, because 1 is gonna be your router. For this specific router is 192.168.2.1. So you use dots between every of the 4 of these numbers, right? 4 sets of these numbers. Now, I put 2. You can put anything from 2 probably to 250. I don't know, or from 2 to, usually they say from 2 to 40, whatever. I think it's better just to say next number, 2 or 3. I put 2, so it's easier for me to change this number when I copy paste. I just put 2 and then add 54 here, and then again for preferred DNS 254, and then alternate DNS will be 21. I don't know if you can switch around and put all 2111s here. Probably you could. I haven't tried that, but I mean it works just like that for this specific switch, for that Monker port. 10 gigabit switch. They're probably similar on the other Monker switches if you're gonna use that. Anyway, so once you've done that, you connect to the port and you go and type it in the port of the switch, which in my case right now I already changed it, so I'm gonna go to my switch port 168. It's 1.4 because I changed the network, and now I am on different. Oh, it will not work because I changed my internet now. So I'm gonna go back here to settings and change mine to after. You don't need to do it automatic. You have to keep it until you do your settings into the manual settings, and make sure you connect it to your router. So once you've done this, you're just gonna go ahead and click, and you're gonna have this username and password page, which is admin, and you just log into your switch. Pretty quick and easy. It shows their ports on the very top there, all 8 ports. I'm gonna try to zoom in a little bit. Maybe you could see a little better. Okay, and there are a bunch of millions different settings. So really what I'm gonna worry about, just a few, 3 settings. One is gonna be IP address. So your network IP address is the second one from the top, and you click on IP. And that's where I changed mine to static. It wasn't static, but it was on 2.1 as the factory settings. And I changed to 1.4 because my network all on 1.1 IP address, not 2.1. All right, so I changed that to 1.4, and I changed here gateway to 1.1. In this case, once I connect to my network, the switch will work on my specific network. So you have to change to whatever your network if you want to be able to access this switch later. If you don't change it and connect to your router will do automatic change and get wherever the IP address is, and you probably will have hard time to find your router. Now, getting the static will have to be really careful because you don't want to conflict with your other IP addresses on the network. So I know that my router setup never used this from 1 to 100. So those are kind of reserved IP, and so it's pretty safe for me to use. You have to check. what's your available IP addresses on the network if you want to change any of these IP addresses here, right? If you want to just keep it wherever factory settings, just you can leave it alone. You probably won't be able to connect to the router. I'd like to be able to connect and do the changes. I mean, for me, it's important because we're gonna go and set it up for a Salad. Now, when I first go to the third settings here, first label ports, right? So there is a port settings option, beautiful, right? So my first one I'm using to connect to my 2.1 gigabit switch where the internet comes from that switch directly. And it's 2.5 gigabits, so I set after to 2.5 because that is my speed there. So it will communicate with my main switch there. So if I go here and I edit this, I just put after, and there is no really configuration for this because it's going to connect to whatever speed I have available. And since I have 2.5 gigabit, that's what it's going to use. Now the second one is through second port to 8 port. That's the ones I'm using for Salad. Now I could just use it and leave it for after probably in this case because there's two options. One option, you can click on all the 7 ports you can select. Kind of weird sometimes it just deselect by itself, and click edit. Once you edit, you can select just 100 megabits, and the whole switch, entire switch, will do only 100 megabits per port. Now, I don't think it's probably not enough. I did try that 100 megabits. I tried after, I tried 100 megabit fixed here. And in my opinion, it probably a little bit not enough. I'm gonna zoom in so you could see that option right there. And when you do the edit on your IP, there is no other options here. You can't just put like 200 here or anything like that. It's just the switch, whatever option, 10 megabits, 100 megabits, 1000 megabits, 2.5, 5 gigabits, and 10 gigabit. That's the way the switch designed because it's a 10 gigabit switch. Now, if you're gonna have 1 gigabit switch, you're probably not gonna have any of these other 2.5, 5, and 10 gigabit options at all. Right, so for duplex, I just keep after. I don't need to switch to full. It's gonna automatically do full. And flow control, just disable. I'm not gonna use that for my setup, right? So the reason I did 1,000, well, this is really can be just left as after, you know. And I'm gonna change that to after. Let the machine design to what speed to connect because I don't want to limit to 100. What I really use is different option, which is we're gonna go to the down. So I'm gonna click to after here, and I'm gonna leave the connection wherever it's gonna connect to wherever available at my machines. So if machine's available 2.5, it's gonna go to after 2.5 gigabits. Look at that. It's all of them 2.5 gigabits. All 7 machines there detected 2.5 gigabit cards. And they're after enabled to 2.5. Now, if I leave it just like that, it's again, I'm gonna have problem and my internet gonna be just used by one machine completely to 100%, and the other machines won't be able to really use it. So I'm scrolling down here, and I have another configurations. Where is it? Rate limit. Okay, so under QoS, it's a quality, I forgot the abbreviation of that, of QoS settings. It's a quality something settings options or whatever it is, and then the rate limit here, right? So under rate limit in this specific switch, there is egress, ingress, and egress, right? So ingress, in my understanding, it's the upload speed, and egress is download. Egress is where you want to download speed to be set at. So now I disabled my first one because it's gonna go full speed. I don't need to control to limit any rate on that one. what I'm gonna do is only select these 7 ports, 2 through 8, and click edit, and here you can enable your ingress, enable your egress. Ingress is your upload again, and it goes kilobits per second, not megabits, not gigabits. Okay, so make sure you add correct zeros, and we're gonna go and I'll show you how it works. So after I did that, I did egress 3500 download. I can do same upload 3500 probably, just so we're not confusing, but I want to show you actually that it works. Okay, so let's do 100 here. So 100 on upload, 350 on download. This way we know there's where the limit is, and I'll show you how it limits, and then I can come back here and change to both of them 350, right? So the egress is download to 350. I'm gonna apply, and you could see there all my ingresses here. Ports 2 through 8 are 100 megabits upload, 350 megabit download. Okay, now how do I know what's downloading, uploading? There is also interesting diagnostic here. In very top status, there is a port, low port statistics, error bandwidth utilization right there, the number 3 in the ports on the very top of the menu. When you click, it will give you like what's your bandwidth used. Kind of weird right now, showing all reds going up. I don't think that is correct. Oh, because it's 10 gigabits maximum speeds, because I did everything to AFTA, so it shows me like the all enabled is a 10 gigabit on every port, right? So what I'm really using is going to be right there, right under, right above each of these ports. So that's what's available. Now let's go and see where my machines. So I need to kind of do 2 screens so you guys could see what I'm doing here. So I'm gonna separate this screen right there, make it smaller. Let's do that. And I'm gonna put next to it the other screen. All right, and we're gonna go to my salad. Okay, let's do the first rig here. So this rig stopped mining, so it's probably just finished the job, unfortunately, which I was hoping to show you, but if it will find the job, we'll see it. So I'm gonna put it on the side here, right there, and you're gonna see the bandwidth here used, all right, by each machine. So this is machine number 1, then I have machine number 2, rig 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all of them open, ready to go, right? So, but I need to open the speed test on each of these rigs. So once we run the speed test, it will use what's going on there, speed test. All right, so I'm gonna first start with the first machine. So when I go ahead and click go, it will show me what's the percentage it's gonna start using here. See, it's showing 330 megabits, so it's pretty much the 350 will limit to download. It's not gonna go over 100 to upload, because we'll limit it upload to 100 megabits. It's only doing 37 for some reason. I believe it should go up to 100 the way we'll limit it. It's quite a bit different showing. I don't really like that. I'm gonna go ahead and change back this port settings to after 1 gigabit, because I don't really see any data now anymore with that settings. Right, so let's do that. Let's just go ahead and change all 7 to after 1 megabits. So it's a 1 gigabit basically. That's what I have settings for. let's go back to bandwidth utilization. Now you'll see a different screen. See, now it's showing 1000 megabits, 10 gigabits the full, 1000, so it will be more readable. So let's start again the test, and it should show on tier 2 right there. Now you could see it's using 35%, 350 of the download speed. So after it's done with download, it will test the upload, and you could see the upload will be finished. Now it's using download, but download for some reason only 30. This is a little bit of concern. Maybe I've changed something wrong here. Let me go ahead and change this to 200 at least. I don't know, maybe wasn't a good idea to change to 100. So let's do, okay, change to 200. We go back to bandwidth utilization, click and start the test again, and so we should be able to get 350 here on the download on the TE2. That's my second port for first machine, and I can do the same time run the third port on my second machine, and at the same time I can run the fourth port, so we could see that the data shared between multiple machines, and I'm not picking on any machine 100%. So see, like it's 350, and I can go with them as long as I'm not exceeding 1 gigabit, and then it will start sharing data between the ports. And then your upload here, it's the upload still like 200, which is kind of low in my opinion. It should go up to, even though I set to 200, it's still kind of low. So let's go back and change to 350 now. Probably better to have them match 350, 350. Probably make more sense. So we don't have these numbers unmatched. I'm not 100% sure if I'm doing something wrong here, but that's the only way I figured to create these actual rates. I didn't find any information in the manual. The manual is really kind of sketchy, very short. You just connect there, setting. There's no much description on every of the settings, so really kind of had to guess. So you probably know a lot better. Whoever's watching, don't judge me. I'm not any expert by any means. I just want to share what I did and how I did it and what is it doing now for my network, all right? So don't call me on that and tell me like I'm doing completely wrong. It's very possible I'm doing all wrong, but I'm just trying to set it up, test it, and then let it go and make sure I'm gonna set all 6 machines now on the test speed, and let's see how it will show up here. Number 7, where is it? Boom, bam. Okay, see, so it goes to 350, but once it's exceeded 1000, it's kind of shares between, which is really nice. So it's not, and my 2.5 gigabits here can share freely with all of the machines at the same time. So now I have this 1500. Looks like it doesn't go, still doesn't go to 350. I'm not sure why. There is an issue with the upload, to be honest. I didn't have that before. So there's definitely something with why I can't extend this. Okay, let's do one more test here on this last machine. That's a number 8 port. Okay, so it's showing 312, 320. Something going on with the TE4. That's machine number 5. Let's look. Maybe I picked up the job. Just as I was testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so upload only goes to 100. Very interesting. Did I do any other settings? So I have 350, 350. Disabled on tier 1. On the IP. Port settings. It's after 1000 megabits. So I'm not sure what did I do incorrectly or what. Number 4 ports doing something weird. Now telling me it's off. That's the Aleo miner. That's a separate, deserves a separate video there on Aleo. I'm not going to discuss that here. Just going to go back to this machine and really want to do bandwidth test again. So it's a tier. Now machine 2 looks like doing 250 here. Pick up to 300. So looks like on this number 2, I am trying to get some sort of a job here. Okay, downloading data. Okay, tier 4. This machine probably just restarted, it looks to me. So that's 3 and this is 4. Yeah. Number 4 just rebooted. That's why it just kind of showed weird. And let me run the test again. Didn't reboot. Just disconnected and then connected back. That's very weird way. Tier 5. Is that tier 5? Okay, 1, 2. So the 2, 3, and 4. So I'm running 4. So on the 5, this is here. On the 5 here, it's probably trying to download something, and then disconnecting, and then trying. Yeah, there's something solid doing there. I'm not sure exactly what, because I just got this a little bit of download request, but then yeah. Anyway, so you could see the I'm getting the first machine, my 3090 start picking up the job, probably downloading data processing. So you could see 350 here, and you could clearly see my internet use. I'm gonna close this. 120, 200 megabits. So right here now, I don't have any more the full gigabit of use. So my internet is very, very usable now. I still have 700 megabits or 650 left over, 600 for the other machines or for my other use. So I don't get any more of these glitches. So that's how I did it. I don't know if it's entirely correct. And I can watch all these 7 machines, like if they share the data, if they upload and downloading and stuff like that. And also it's kind of fun to watch, like when you do the test, especially like on all of the 7 machines out of my 10, and to watch like how is the speed reporting to the actual monitor, this web GUI of this switch. You know, you could see each of them doing upload test, download test, and then it shows there, then it shows here. It didn't start for this third machine. Look like it's doing probably closed second machine. Wait, it's 1, 2. Oh yeah, I closed number 3. Of course, duplicate 3. Okay. that's about it for this video, I guess. I just wanted to show, I don't know how it will, will I get more jobs with Salad by doing that? Not 100% sure if this is causing any other issues by limiting the ingress egress on the QoS settings, on the port settings. However, I just kind of let it go to 1000 megabits. Can probably do after. I don't know if that's just gonna change anything. If I'll, let me see what I do here. I did just after here, right? Apply on the first one, just after, so it goes to full 2500. And this 7 ports I can probably do after as well. I'm gonna try after on the first one, and then it will see if it helps or doing any differently if I put everything on after. And just showing me the full thing there. If I run the test, it's probably not gonna show anything. Let me try that again. Speed test, and look, I dropped. Looked like it was started downloading the job and it dropped it. Let me see. Oh, it's saying it's actively running the job, so it downloaded something. But you could see when I run in the test now, when I put after, it does not show me like what percentage of that bandwidth I'm using. So I probably, just to monitor the whole system better, gonna go back and switch here on the port settings. I'm gonna switch to after 1000 gigabits. I think it's probably best option for me, even for the main one as well, because I'm not gonna exceed 1000 anyway, as my internet speed 1000. So I'm just gonna limit everything to 1000. And it will be interesting to see on the bandwidth utilization, like how much of entire bandwidth here that I'm using, right? So if I'm using more machines, so like let's say now I'm running this job and I'm using completely 350 on this machine. Yeah, so start using the whole speed download. So let's say the second one, I'm gonna run now speed test. And the third one, I'm gonna run the speed test. Let's do the speed test here as well. So now look at this, it's full usage. It show me that I'm using the 75% of all entire available network speed there on my TE1, because it's uploading, so it's going down on a different direction here, right? So when it uploads the TE1 using the other way around, because it connects to the internet. Very interesting. This one is sending out from computer. This is going out to the network, right? So, wow, yeah, cool. So I can see the full usage per machine, and then full available usage of 1000 megabits, 1 gigabit of my internet. I guess if your internet 2.5, you can, or 5 megabits, 5 gigabits, you can use that as well, I guess. I don't know. So that's pretty much it. It's been this video pretty long already, but that's what it does for me. So it kind of limiting. So now, like if I get this job, it's running, and I know it's not gonna exceed 250 megabits. I mean 350 megabits. So if it's not enough, I need to watch. If I'm gonna lose the jobs, and it's gonna say like, because it didn't download the job, it's gonna get orange button there. So if I'm gonna start getting these orange buttons that I had the problem with downloading the Salad container, then I'm probably need to increase my speed a little bit. but I think at this point I'll test it out on 350 and then I'll play around with that. I may just limit down to 300 or 250. I don't know. We'll see if it's multiple machines. It's not very often that you're gonna have multiple machines going at the same time, but for the last day it started getting a little bit improvement, not much, but I could see now a little better data. So I was going down and down on my earnings every single day since I put that 10 gigabit switch, because it's actually allowed the machine using the full 2.5 gigabit and block my complete entire internet, which caused like a big huge chunk. Only 2 machines could run. So look, like after that I was really struggling getting several machines, 2 or more machines on the salad. So before that was no issue. I was doing pretty well on a regular 1 gigabit switch. I don't know, it's kind of did pretty simple stuff, but we'll see how it works. We'll see. I'll keep you posted, guys, if this managed switch did anything at all. But I hope to see some data that it will show me like, all right, so I first of all, it's kind of fun to see, well, like what's the machine running. You could tell right away, like out of the 7 machines, nothing getting downloaded right now. It doesn't mean none of them running, but only that first one start running the job. It's just not using Ethernet, not using internet a lot, right? So, but however, sometimes machine is using all entire available internet, sometimes just a little bit, but all of the rest of these 7 machines still looking for a job, So this number 6 disconnected, 7 also disconnected, 8 disconnected for some reason. All right, so 6 is looking for a job, not doing anything. So my 38 is pretty much like not doing any of the jobs right now. Yeah, nothing there. Always when it's the machine restarted, I have to make sure that my WSL Ethernet started, otherwise you may not get the job at all. All right, so then we have number 8, 9. Okay, so 9 doing the job, 2, 5. So I only have 2 machines currently out of 10 really running the job, right? So, and this number 9 was 40 gigabyte. I kind of keep it always busy. I don't know what's up with this machine, but it's pretty simple settings. The CPU is i5, only like 6 cores. Very, very basic, and it's always chopping something. I don't know what's going on with this. With the 64 gigabyte, I get rarely jobs, and then these machines are just waiting for another opportunity. Oh, now this one is downloading, so look at that. It's actually went all the way to 1 gigabit because it's on a different switch. So this last 3 machines has available internet, which probably not a good idea. They may screwed up and pull out all this available internet speed here. So I need to play around and find a way to limit the other 3 machines similar way. Just gonna connect one probably to just limit it. Usually 380, I noticed they don't use those 380 cards. They don't typically go to 1 gigabit, almost never. It's the first time I've seen this little spike here on download. It's 7, keep on disconnecting, wondering if it's been restarting. What's going on with these machines? No, it didn't restart. All right, so yeah, nobody else running, only 2 machines running. Nothing going on with the rest of the machines right now. And looking by 24 hours, see like it dropped here a little bit when I was playing with the speed, with this limits, probably screwed up something as well. There are a few machines was running actually, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, actually 6 was trying to get the job out of 10. So we'll see how it works. All right, it's 45 minutes in the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Sorry for the long video again. I hope this idea with the managed switch gonna help a little bit. If not, I'll let you guys know, so you don't need to spend any money. Not financial advice to go and buy like an expensive switch. This is one of the actually least expensive for 10 gigabit managed switch. For 1 gigabit, obviously you can find a lot cheaper. And this is not PoE. I don't need any PoE on this switch, so yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.